Hello and welcome back to Green Ground, your go-to source for the latest updates on international news, technology, and entertainment. Today, we're diving into some of the most significant global stories that have been making headlines. Let's start with the ongoing situation between Russia and Ukraine. The latest round of peace talks between Russia and Ukraine concluded in Istanbul, but unfortunately, it did not yield the breakthrough many had hoped for. Despite the lack of significant progress toward a ceasefire, both nations did agree on a new prisoner exchange. This development is undoubtedly a positive step, as it will help return more individuals to their families. Additionally, Russia has agreed to transfer over 6,000 remains of deceased soldiers to Ukraine, which is a gesture of goodwill, even if it does not signal a full-scale resolution to the conflict. One of the challenges in these negotiations is the fundamental disagreement between the two sides on what a lasting peace should look like. Ukraine has been very clear about its priorities, including a 30-day ceasefire, another prisoner exchange, and the return of Ukrainian children who were forcibly deported by Russia. On the other hand, Russia has been somewhat more ambiguous, often referring to root causes of the conflict without specifying what it would take for a peace settlement to be reached. Ukraine also continued its targeted drone attacks on Russian airfields, which demonstrates the ongoing military efforts alongside the diplomatic ones. This dual approach shows that while Ukraine is open to negotiations, it is also prepared to defend its sovereignty and interests. Moving beyond the Russia-Ukraine situation, there's been significant news from Panama. The country's maritime authority has deregistered over 650 ships from its registry. This move is largely in response to sanctions and stricter regulatory rules, which have been putting pressure on countries to comply with international standards. In Sri Lanka, local elections have led to the installation of new mayors and deputy mayors across the country. This development marks a continuation of democratic processes and governance changes in Sri Lanka, which has faced its share of challenges in recent years. In Poland, a presidential runoff has concluded with Karol Nawrocki emerging as the winner with a narrow margin of victory. This outcome highlights the close divide between conservative and liberal factions in the country. On the global trade front, tensions between the US and China have increased once again. Beijing has expressed concerns that recent US actions have undermined a tariff truce, leading to threats of defending its trade interests. This ongoing friction between two of the world's largest economies is something to watch closely, as it can have far-reaching implications for the global economy. In other news, India's Prime Minister Modi recently held bilateral discussions with Paraguay's President Peña in New Delhi. The focus of these talks was on enhancing trade, diplomacy, and economic cooperation between the two nations, which could lead to new opportunities for both countries. Paraguay's president will continue his visit with a planned trip to Mumbai. Lastly, there have been some interesting developments in the world of aviation. Leading airlines from India, Europe, and North America have announced a new partnership aimed at improving air connectivity between these regions. This collaboration could make traveling easier and more efficient, benefiting both passengers and cargo operations. And if you're looking for a bit of a wildlife story, a rather unusual incident occurred in Namibia. A businessman was unexpectedly attacked by a lion while using the toilet at a luxury lodge, highlighting the unpredictable nature of wildlife encounters. Before I wrap up, I want to invite you to join in the conversation. Let's hear your thoughts on these stories. Are there any that you think have been overlooked or underreported? Share your perspectives in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to Green Ground for more engaging content like this. Check the description for links to more information and follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat for daily updates. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to your feedback.